Hey everyone, it's David Pike, Motorcity Mechanic. Now today I've got a video on a Dodge Grand Caravan. The procedure I'm going to be showing you is the removal of the alternator on a 3.6 liter Pentastar engine. It's going to apply to Chrysler Town & Countries as well because they are just identical twins, just different badging. I want to show you what I consider to be a shortcut. I'm going to also go through step by step what the service procedure tells you to do, and I'm going to give you the option which one you want to go, harder or easier. Now in my way it's going to be quicker, and in the reality of where I work at a dealership level, professional level, speed is of the essence. As long as I'm not damaging anything, breaking anything, destroying nothing, awesome. Saves me time, makes me money. If you've got time to sit under your driveway or carport at the house all weekend and do it whichever way you feel necessary. Nonetheless, here's a shortcut on how to remove it. So you get comfortable while I go ahead and get everything set up for you. Now on this 3.6 liter, now the way the service information describes it, in order to take the alternator out, they want you to take the airbox assembly out, they want you to drain the coolant down enough to where you can get the upper radiator hose off, and they want you to take the fan assembly out. You've got to take the belt off, of course, and from the way they're describing it, you'll be taking it out through the top. Now I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to try it from down below. I'm going to basically, the procedure I'm going to try is unbolt the AC compressor, leave the line still hooked up, and kind of swing it out enough to get the alternator from directly above out. So that's the procedure I'm going to go with. To me, it would save me a whole lot more time, a lot less things I need to take loose, and then I don't have to mess with the coolant. So hopefully it works fine for me, and if so, you're going to be coming along with me to check it out. Alright, so at this point we've got the vehicle in the air, and here's the lower belt splash shield, and that's the fender well liner right there on the passenger side. This is held in place with 4 fasteners. We've got 2 plastic fasteners, one here and one there. They're just a simple push-in style Christmas tree, and then we got a 10mm there and a 10mm there. Once we get those out of the way, it's going to be pretty cut and dry. Now this is a little tool I like to use to pop the plastic fasteners out. You pick it up at any parts store. I use these pretty on external stuff. I don't use it on dash work. I like to use my plastic ones for that. The metal ones work great when you're working under the hood. Just take your time, pop these fasteners out. Sometimes they break, sometimes they don't. If they break, you find your replacement or use a plastic rivet. That should be fine. There we go, we've got them all out of the way, and now we're working on getting the 2 10mm out, and then I get the splash shield out of the way, and we'll have access to the belts. At this point we've got the splash shield out of the way, we've got access to the belts. Now we're going to be working on releasing the tensioner up here. Now before we do the tensioner, I want you to make a quick diagram of where the belts are located. Draw you some circles for pulleys, show where the belts are at, so when you go back with it you won't have any problems, you won't have any wasted time, you won't install it incorrectly. So at this point let's go ahead and start getting this tensioner loose. That tensioner has a 3/8 drive square head made into the end. I can put my ratchet on the end. Once I put it on, I'm going to be rotating counterclockwise. Once I get it rotated counterclockwise, I'll get some movement out of the belt, and then I'll start working off any pulleys I can get it off of. I usually start with the smoother ones if possible, and then once I get them off, we're going to go ahead and start repositioning the belt out of the way. That way it's clear of the alternator and the AC compressor. There we go, I've got it off there. Now I'm going to reposition it from there. Now we have a lot more room to work. Now, so there we go. If you look up above, that's the alternator, and there's the AC compressor. I'll show you more. I'll go ahead and give you another quick visual. Here's your AC compressor. Directly above it, your alternator. Like I said, from the looks of it, we should have plenty of room to come out through here without even having to take anything else loose other than the AC compressor bolts and kind of swinging it. Now, I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. Otherwise, that's the procedure I'm going to try. Now this AC compressor has one connector right here we're going to have to disconnect, and we've got a total of 4 13mm bolts, 2 at the bottom and 2 of them directly above it as well. Now the one up here at the top right, there's a harness that has a plastic holder that kind of sticks through the stud on there. You just got to pull it out of the way to access it, and then you'll go ahead and start loosening them all up. Like I said, on this connector right here, it's a 2-stage. You squeeze in on the lock, on the red one, and then squeeze the black, pull it up, get it out of your way. So I'm going to go ahead and get these bolts off, all 4 of them, and then I'll bring you back again and see where we are.